Hello, I'm Andy, welcome to the channel, and this is one of the featured tutorials, which in this case is going to be very specifically about ASEprite and taking slices in ASEprite and being able to quickly produce individual PNGs from those slices. So I'm going to take you step by step through that. Let's dive in. So here we are in ASEprite. I've got all of my inventory items, my point and click game that I'm making on the channel, on one frame of an ASEprite file. So you can see I've individually drawn all of the items and I've set up slices around them, and I'll show you how to do that if you're unsure. And then what we can do is, using the command line interface for ASEprite, is we can run a little file that automatically slices all of these out of ASEprite into individual PNGs. So I'm going to take you through that process now. If you don't already know, over here is the slice tool. It's hidden behind the move tool. So if you're looking for the slice tool and can't see it, look for that little move tool. So when you've got the slice tool selected and you're on a layer you can edit, you can actually draw a little box around something. That slice, then when you select it, it's got a name and everything up here for that particular slice, and it's got some options, and you can delete the slice there. So if you click the options, you can give that slice a name, whatever you like, and this is helpful because we can actually output that slice name as the PNG file name. So in that case there, I've just selected and created this new slice. You can see all these other slices have got a name already. So if I click that one, it's called biscuits, slingshot, gum. So I've already named all of the slices. Each one of them is going to be pushed out as a PNG. If you want to delete one, you can select one and go delete slice. So it's really easy to set up a file, and ASEprite will remember them all. If you can't see the slices, just go to view, show, and make sure slices is ticked. I think it's part of the extras. Oh no, it's not actually. So there you go. Learn something new. Slices, it'll turn them all off there. So view, show, slices. So when you've sliced up your individual file, there isn't a way within ASEprite to export those slices as individual images. So what we do is we write a little batch file that uses the command line interface that is built into ASEprite to do that operation for us. It sounds like it's going to be complicated, but it's really, really simple, and I'm going to paste the code down in the description of the YouTube video so you can just copy and paste it yourself. So this is the name of my file, items_big. If I bring up my file explorer to here, so this is the actual ASEprite file that we're working on, items_big, and this batch file, I'm basically going to double click it and it's going to automatically slice that into all the things. I'll show you how quick that is. You just double click, takes a second, and then we've got a PNG for every single slice that we had, all named item underscore and the name of the actual slice that it had. And they're all exactly the same size, all sorted, ready to move into Unity or Godot or whatever it is that you're using these PNGs for. So let's have a look at the actual code. I'm going to delete all of these just so that we can start afresh. So the actual batch file, if you've never created a batch file before, it's not scary or difficult at all. You can just right click on Windows, go new, just create a text document, and it'll bring up a new text document, and you can call it whatever you like. I'll call it my slicer, and instead of calling it .text, just remove the .text bit and go .bat, which stands for batch. It's a batch file. Windows will warn you saying you're about to change it from a text file to a batch file, but just say yes, that's absolutely fine. Now, if you double click that, it's just going to try and run it, and it's not going to do anything. So what you need to do is then open that empty batch file in either Notepad or anything that you can edit a text document in. I'm using something called Notepad++, which is a free Notepad editor, which is really good for coding as well. Actually, it's really handy because it highlights things. The code itself, I've already written it in this one that's called Slice, which I've got open here, and it's really, really straightforward. this is the code you're going to use, and I'll talk you through it rather than just copying and pasting it. So all it's doing is it's running from wherever ASEprite is installed. So you need to make sure that you've got a path to where you've installed ASEprite. So it's looking for ASEprite, and then it's running this ASEprite command line argument here, which is going to take all of the slices within this file, and it's called items_big. So that's just the name of your file, .aseprite, and then it's just a double dash save as, and then this is the file name that you're going to save it as. So you can call it anything you like. It could be sausages_slice.png, and the slice in these curly brackets refers to the name of the slice within ASEprite. So it's just 2 simple lines of code. I'll copy them out with the one that I'd pre-made beforehand. So this new my slicer that I just created, I'm going to paste that into there, give that a save with Control and S, and just close down the editor, and you'll see now that my slicer, if I double click that, it runs, and then there's all your PNGs done. That simple. So it's not something that's available straight out of ASEprite, but it is kind of hidden there in the back end to do. The benefit of this is that you can come back to your artwork. You might want to make a couple of tweaks to a few things, or like I found out, the reason this is called items_big is I was importing the things into Unity and they were all a little bit small, and scaling them up wasn't an option for the particular thing that I was doing. So I kind of came in and changed the scale of this and then just exported them all again. But you might want to apply a different color grade or an effect to them and come back and just hit a single button, well, that batch file, and then suddenly generate all the PNGs again without doing lots of different exports. So I hope that's been really useful. It's a really quick tutorial, but I'm hoping that you'll be able to use that and it'll speed up some of your outputs and things like that. So thanks very much for listening to the tutorial. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, leave a comment below, or ask on any of the other videos and tutorials I've got for any requests of tutorials or things you might be struggling with ASEprite, Adventure Creator, Unity, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you again on one of the other videos. Thank you.